Ngomong lagi, Pak. Kawan, welcome to No Problem TV. Today we are very happy. It was a bit stressful. We are a bit in late, and then really sorry about that. You know, this is the first time we stream on Facebook. And then we forgot to setting up a few things. This is life. It's also about life. It's also a part of improvisation. So thank you for coming here. Thank you for joining us for this live streaming on Facebook. Soon we will also publish the video on YouTube. And then today we are very happy. We will welcome Bayak. Bayak is a painter. He's an Indonesian artist. I mean art in the large sense. I'm not talking only about painting when I talk about art. But he's here, he's waiting for questions. So if you guys want to talk to him, if you have something to ask him, just feel free to ask. And then the purpose of this meeting also is to introduce Bayak, also to introduce about the Fair Future Foundation, Kawan Baik Indonesia, what we're doing all together, and especially our fight against the economical crisis. I don't want to talk anymore about COVID-19. Because now it's more an economical crisis that people are really affected about that, about eating, about drinking, about washing themselves, about few things. And then also Bayak, through his art, expressed a lot of things, so we probably can also change things with art. This is a question I will ask him. And then with his friends, especially with two other friends, they are supporting us to rebuild the school in Sumba, in East Sumba. You know, we are working since a long time to rebuild that school in Sumba, which is collapsed on the 20 or 19 December due to the big storm. And then right now there is like over 65 kids. They don't have school anymore. I mean, they don't have school because of COVID, but also they don't have physical school. So as soon as they will be able to go back to school, they will not have school to go. So it's a real drama. We are working since now January in 2020 this year to rebuild that school. But the issue and the outbreak came, and then we stopped the program for a while. But now we are working in again. And then the opening plan is in October. So Bayak also is here to supporting this cause. And then I will introduce him right now. So Pamade, if you want to join us, thank you for coming here. Selamat datang, Pak.
Yeah.
My name is Alex. I'm the founder of the Fair Future Foundation, Swiss one, the director of Fair Future Indonesia, and all of them, Kawan. We call them Kawan because we are really good friends, and I guess you're part of us also. And Kawan Baik, it means really good friend.
Yep.
Pamade, thank you for coming here. We are going to talk about 1 hour together, even more.
Mm-hmm.
You're a very famous painter. Me, yeah, this is what I heard actually.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I will be very honest with you. I'm more my art, my kind of art is like I like writing, I like music. Painting is not my. How can I say? I'm very touched by painting.
Okay.
But this is not my first art. So maybe. What bring you to paint?
I think it's when if I can go back like what where I came from,
yeah.
Which is a small village in Gianyar, which is in Tampak Siring. I born in a small village, and then almost all of my neighborhood is like making art, like carving, coconut shell carving, or bone carving, or some kind like that. And then I grew up with almost the same kids, same children, painting the wall, making something. And then maybe because I'm interested in that visual kind of language, and then I just have a chance to continue it during my school kid. And then there is a school in level with a high school in Gianyar, but it's already specific learning about art. Yeah, so I went to that school because my interest in art, and then
in art, not yet in painting.
Generally in art, yeah. generally, because at the time I just kind of like introducing with two different kind of art, which is traditional, and I learned the modern technique using the oil, using oil, and then making a portrait. So that is kind of like interest me a lot at the time. But at the time, I already started try to making something for sale to support my school. And then I have a chance to finish that school and then going to the university.
Your school, you mean the school you were in? I mean, you was a kid at that time.
Yeah.
We are actually watching a few pictures about you on the back here on the big screen, so people can see where you're from, what you're doing. You can see on the screen. You can see over there.
Oh, that's good.
Here is all green, so but here people can see, they see a lot of.
Yeah. Okay.
So at that time you were young, but.
Young and innocent.
Young and innocent.
No.
Young and innocent. Interesting. We can talk about that later. But like, and then I have a question about art. Like me, I'm not talented for drawing. I mean, it's terrible. Do you think we can learn to become a painter, or it's like a natural talent? It's really inside you. It's a difficult question.
Yeah, I think it's both. Yeah. Sometimes I met with a person that really have a good willing to learn the art that they interest in, and they're willing study really hard on that, and they can make it. But I believe that in our DNA, or
there is something.
Yeah, in our blood is already something from our ancestor before that. Driving people interest to making art more. So, for example, like me, I can say I got my art interest in my life, which is from my blood of my grandparent, which is from my mother, as far as I know today, because my grandparent is one
they were
writing.
Also?
No, writing a long art.
Okay.
Ancient manuscript in Balinese, so making ancient drawing.
You can?
That is
really difficult.
It's really difficult to maybe it need a special time and then special time to learning.
Did you learn at school this bahasa Bali? I mean, tulisan.
Yeah. Tulisan or Balinese manuscript. We learn it, but there is a kind of like a level for people to learning Bali, and the highest level is for the who writing the mantra for the ceremony purpose, everything like that. So
I was lucky last week because I came to your house. We came to your house, and I saw your house, and I get lost. Remember? Sorry, I get lost with my bicycle. I was straight away and then my wife screaming, "Alex, is here!" And then your house is just amazing because it's in the middle of the rice field, and you have trees everywhere and coconuts everywhere and kolam. I mean fish tanks everywhere. And then to me it was looking really like the house, the artist, and only an artist can have a house like that. And then I feel like totally free inside, and I saw your wife and your kids because you're married and you have kids, right?
Yep.
And then, I mean, are you, as a painter, is this the environment surrounding you, like rice field, green rice field, absolutely green and perfect rice fields, or landscape? This kind of things can inspiring you, or you look for your inspiration somewhere else, like more in the actuality, in the politics, in the social activism or activity or whatever? What kind of painter are you?
Actually, if we talk about the inspiration, I think is coming from everything. Yeah.
Everything and everywhere.
Yeah, everything and everywhere. From we talk simple thing or talking in a hard stuff or the politics stuff, everything. And then I just realized that that studio is kind of like a dream studio for every artist. I think for me that is for me and my wife is that is a dream studio that I can work all of my artwork inside that studio. And then in Bali, in Balinese belief, the way that we believe is if our parent giving us something and we can handle it with a good thing, I hope in the future it's going to be bring us something, not only for our family but surround our places. So that studio is kind of like a really place that I want to work all of my artwork next.
It's important to you to have like a nice place to work, like you feel comfortable, and then.
I mean, like the place itself is kind of like when I building kind of like installation artwork. So putting different element became one. For example, like inside the studio, we creating the painting, big painting, to put it in the ceiling like that, just to remembering us that we making something for this house. The studio exactly from zero, from nothing, we build that, and then I hope we can create a lot of artwork from that. So generally, my artwork is based on I can say it two main theme, like the special project that I'm create. I call it plasticology, which is talk about the environmental issue, especially on plastic waste and management.
Go further on that. What you're doing with waste and management and plastic? You're going to paint, or what are you doing with?
Generally, all of my work on that art project, plasticology art project, is made out of plastic waste. Directly using plastic waste as a main medium to create the artwork. And then all the images I try to making a cross between the Bali heritage, which is a lot of Balinese dance or mythological creature in Balinese culture. That is our ancestor already gave us like for a long time ago, which is with very strong knowledge. If we can maintain it good, it's going to be running well. But today's situation is different. You know, like mass tourism became like a strong thing in Bali. Like started from 1980s. That I remember. Mass tourism became a really strong and massive thing what happening in Bali, and then a lot of people just forget about the essence of doing what our ancestor already gave us, to continue it, to preserve all our nature.
Means that for you, like you talk about plasticology, mass tourism. Okay, mass tourism creates plasticology somehow. You need them to make your artwork, because pollution makes you create things. Means for me, like, what do you think about? It's good. It's something good to have this mass tourism, because you're talking like, or not for Balinese population. In terms of, you're talking about waste.
Yeah,
because it's a big issue here.
Yeah. In terms about talking about waste, not only because the tourism industry, but from our society too, the waste management, we didn't have any proper waste management system yet until today in Bali. Yeah. But if we talk about Bali in maybe 20 years ago or 30 years ago, there is no plastic yet at that time, and then Balinese people just using banana leaf, and then they just throw away in their backyard of their house, and then it's decomposed well, and then everything's changed. The people wrapping their food with plastic, and then but the habit is still the same, and then getting worse because the government, all the people who related with that issue, just only get the benefit because the mass tourism coming in Bali. So I think that is became like one big problem.
It's an educational problem, yeah?
The education, that is the most important thing that we can talk it later on, because why I support I really support thing about the education.
It's interesting what you said about plasticology is like, I have another question. It means when you do artwork with plastic waste, it means you're going yourself somewhere to collect plastic, right? Or you...
Some of the plastic, I collect it, which is I need like a specific symbol, like fast food, like yeah, like the level of the mineral water.
Danone. Thank you, Danone, for everything.
So that is I collect it, but some of plastic that I'm use it, which is when I buy something that I cannot for me, because the plasticology project, I have myself responsibility to choose what I buy. But sometimes there is no choose. We must buy something wrapped in the plastic. And
yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah,
that's a
really
incredible
big
problem because
yeah.
I mean, when you buy something, sometimes there is no only one package. There's one. The things you buy is inside the plastic, which is inside the box, which is inside the plastic. So it's been 3 times, and then. And then also in Indonesia it's changed a lot because people used to eat on the street. And I just take an example, Padang food, for example. They put the tempeh in one plastic, the eggs in another one, the sauce in another one. If you want 5 different tastes, they put everything in one plastic. It means 6 plastic. And then the biggest problem is education. And then in my opinion, and I want to hear about that from you, you do plasticology, hard work with plastic, how? Because actually I think you're more an activist than a painter, or an activist painter, or a painter activism, or you use your art to do activism and to try to change the mentality and the people. What's your power? How you can use an artwork made by plastic to change the mentality of the people as Made Bayak, as a human being?
Since I started this project is 2010, I doing this experiment, but before I did the artwork more in object art installation, but 2010 I have a technique that I can make it like a more flat, so I can create a painting, a 2-dimensional artwork. So at the time I already realized this is a really nice thing because if we can use plastic directly, then rather than just painting, paint for like using canvas, still painting something in the canvas, but more strong using plastic itself as a medium. So since that time, I just realized this is contain really strong message and really contain with strong education thing. So at the time, I just started to giving back to the community. I create my own personal artwork, but I give like a free classes for a local community, for a school kids.
Kids or adults also? Or everyone?
Everyone. But especially the kid and the school kid, at that time I just started to create a series of workshop series, and then during that workshop, I just try to encourage all the participants to collect around their neighborhood, around their area, to collect and clean it using their hand. It's okay. I mean, like because in the beginning, the waste or especially the plastic waste, people didn't think they can use for anything. It's already finished. Even they don't touch it. So through this workshop, I just try to make a different how they think about the waste or the plastic using creativity. So through that system, I just try to make a simple solving problem experience. So there is a problem, there is plastic, you can grab it, clean it, and making something different. And then you can put it on frame and put it on your room. So that is the basic thing.
This is exactly what should do the government with the kids, like teaching about ecology, how to not throw away plastic and stuff. But your message is very interesting because also you said, as we said before, you are using brand, and I like this symbol. I'm also an activist, and I like to fight, and I to say, okay, Danone and stuff, you suck because actually you put plastic everywhere. You build plastic, you have the power to do something different with your bottle, but you continue to doing plastic, and then you said that to recycling, but for me it's just, okay, I don't believe in that. I will invite you to go on the beach here, and then I'm happy to see Made, which is doing amazing things with the kids, because also I believe, like you, that if we want to change something right now, it will take more than one generation, I guess. The problem, if I can a little bit talk, we say that since many generations. And we still not start to teach, really teach about, okay, we start right now to teach generation about waste, blah, blah, and then we can continue. But this is not your job, actually, it's the job of the government. What you can do is helping. And my question is now about art. So, art, what is the definition of art for you? First,
Art.
Not the art here, the art painting.
The art, the definition of art. Art, I think, is for me is a kind of like a language that I can express what I willing to speak about, and mostly everyone can speak it through art if they interest in, but mostly people, I believe that everyone already have their own weapon.
This is exactly what I wanted to say. Is art a weapon?
Yeah, for me, yes, for sure.
Let's talk about that. Very, very fascinating. Can you change things with art? Like, can you go? I said before I don't want to talk politics, but can you change things to change mentality of our politician with art? Art, sing, paint, whatever.
In generally, art, visual and music, I think is really it's going to be changed. It's something big they can change if they doing in the right direction and through. I think that is the key.
Like a bullet.
Yeah,
like a bullet. Just target something. Yeah.
But sometimes people or artists, finding the right way, and then to get the target is kind of like need some step to explore it more. But I think if there is a right way and the target is right, I think art is one of the language that really strong, can bring people understand what they want to fight about.
And I have a question, a tricky one for you also. Did art lie? Can we lie with art? By doing art?
For me, what I did with art, I try to be honest. For example, like the plasticology. If I lie making the plasticology art, I'm not stand for less than 10 years now, because that project, especially the plasticology, it's bring not to educate all the participants of the workshop or the audience, but it has my responsibility, my self-response, because I make this one. I cannot lie about it. That's I must. I have this statement using art as a main plastic as a main medium to create the artwork. I must have a strong responsibility to myself and my family to reduce what we consume. That is, I mean, like, if the way doing art like that, art cannot be lie. Art must be pure and honest. So, but it depends on the artist, how they responsible. What
and their purpose also, because there's artists who really want to do something. I know I don't know you very well, but I saw your work, and then I get interested by your work. I came to your house and I saw your environment, and I listened to you. I can totally understand you are going through something totally honest and true. And then the thing is, like, I cannot believe that. Because you do things with your consciousness, with your conscience. You just want to do this you paint only with good purpose, but there is also people, but you also need to eat.
Uh-huh.
You sell your art. But this is not the main purpose.
Yep.
This is a big difference.
Yep.
But there is also people who, for their main purpose is selling art.
Yep.
And then, can I ask you, I mean, just think about something. You know Sukawati Market?
Yeah.
Sukawati Market is a big place for tourists when they sell paintings. And then I believe some paintings are not really the reflect of the truth. Maybe are you agree with me?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like, I think it's everywhere, not only in Bali. Everywhere with the, especially during the spot of the tourist destination, there will be some art or craft that they can sell it for money. And then that is kind of like an interesting thing, because me myself as an artist, I just believe if we or I already creates an idea or an artwork, if we talk about the market will be coming. If we already do the maximal expression that we want, the theme that we want to say with our artwork, generally, not only painting, I think the market will be coming, because I believe that me as an artist, I can create my market.
Totally. Yeah, with purpose, like going through good things to change things in the right way. We're talking about education now, if you don't mind. I mean, you explained me last week when I came to your place that you organized school, you organized class with kids. And then your classes were not only about painting, if I'm right, yeah? How it's going, this class? How you interact with the kids?
The first of all, I can say that I'm a person, not because me as an artist, but I'm kind of like a person who really interested in kind of like a education thing, you know, because for me, education is the key for everything, to open all the window, the door, yeah.
Usually people say the door. I like the way you said the window. It's more interesting.
So since beginning, I just try to involve with a friend who did a alternative kind of education, just involving what I can share with them. So at the time, I involved with a friend in.
We can see here a picture of your class, actually.
Yeah. So I involved with one of the foundation based in village. So I have a basic with the visual art. So I not teaching, but working with the kids who want to making art. So that's the way I involved with the education thing. So I just try to minimize my ego as an artist. Every artist has an ego, but when I work with the community, with the local kid, with the small kid, as an artist, we cannot put our ego up. We must bring down. So that is really bring me something. So
actually, you also organize those classes for yourself.
Yeah.
That's nice.
That is the feedback that I get.
I guess the kids learn a lot from you, but you should learn a lot from them.
Yeah.
You know, Made, there is actually in the world, maybe you don't know, maybe you know, 260 million kids who don't have access to school. I'm not talking about COVID. I mean, in normal time, 260 million kids never see the color of a school or window of the school. And right now in COVID time, only in Indonesia, 60 million kids don't go to school since 4 months. And I wanted to say 60 million and 65, because we cannot take care about 60 million kids, but we care very humbly to 65 kids in East Sumba, where we are working. what you think when I said to you, like in Indonesia right now, 60 million of kids are not going to school since 4 months. How can you believe that?
I mean, like, if we talk in Indonesia, which is a lot of island.
Fourth biggest, most populated country in the world.
Yeah. And then in Bali itself, before the COVID or since the booming of the tourism, some places still didn't have proper school in some village in Bali. So that is really a sad fact that we have with the glamorous of the tourism. But in the other side of the village or the island, there is still children cannot afford to go to school. So that is really sad. And then for me, what I thought is if every kid have a same education chance to access the education, will be a lot of genius people, more genius people.
Will increase the power of an entire country.
Yeah.
It's like the problem is the waste and the ecology needs more generation than a generation to create engineers and cleverness in the country and to increase the income for the country also.
Yeah.
But it's very difficult to understand for some country, not only Indonesia.
Yeah.
You travel a lot. In which country do you travel? And I will ask you to compare Indonesia and other countries. Choose a country where you travel. Which country outside Indonesia impressed you the most?
I'm travel in the purpose of the art activity, so it's really rare for me to travel without any art activity. So a lot of my travel is because the exhibition or doing residencies or for some like museum visit. But there is some country in Europe like Amsterdam. The last travel or exhibition is in Amsterdam. But last year I have a really good chance to doing a solo exhibition in the US.
Where in US?
In Georgia.
Oh, Georgia.
Yeah.
Georgia.
So more southern.
Yeah.
That is the good thing that.
Ray Charles was from Georgia.
Who?
Ray Charles.
Mm.
Ray Charles, you know, the blind Ray Charles.
Yeah. So during that trip, it's good for me to because a lot of people, a lot of anthropologues is coming to Indonesia, especially in Bali, to study Bali. But at that time, I just put myself try to more understand about the US. So
you've been on your purpose. I mean, you export your art, or you have been there to learn about something.
In the US is for the exhibition,
Your
the main
own, your
purpose,
own
the solo exhibition, and then I have a time to go to the Black American community. That what is happening now, the Black Lives Matters. So at that time, my professor who sponsored the exhibition and the trip, he asked me which part of the country you want to visit. I just directly said that I want to visit some site which is the slavery history and the Indian American history, and then it's really in that part. So he took me to the North Carolina, to the Indian side,
Reserve,
and talk with some
Indian
people.
tribes.
Yep. And
Impressed?
then impressed, and I just want to compare it. It's what happening in other places, especially where I came from, which is from Bali. So it's interesting thing. And then I take a travel to the slavery area, which is the segregation between the community. It's still there. I mean, like
because we're not talking about old things, you know. It's
Yeah.
just few decades ago.
and then and then he took me to the conference, which is African American community conference, which is a lot of testimony from people at that conference, and I directly sing and heard what is happening, what is the real of the color and racism is.
Did you meet different people?
Yeah. I met with the Latino people.
Yeah. Are we really different for you?
No. I mean, like only shape of our faces, different
color.
and then.
But
And you know the funny thing when I going to the Latino American people over there, they spoke with me with a Latino, with a Spanish, because they taught me Spanish. And then when I going to the Indian side, one of the
I know what I want to say, because actually you look like so incredible.
They just staring at me. Before I visit the museum, they just staring. You look like our ancestor.
Exactly.
And then I going inside the museum and I,
wow. When you said you visit tribes, old Indian tribes, I was thinking, wow, because actually you look like, with your long hair, they just have to put like something here, and then an arrow, and then incredible.
And then I mean, like at that moment, I just feel that through that trip, that if we choose the way that we trip, choose the way that something that we want to learn, we can get a lot of things from
our trip. Did you learn something from them about art? Did some part of their life or their tradition inspiring you about how to paint, or maybe do something different in the future?
I think so.
Artwork?
But not specifically like what I'm gonna do, but in generally the way of think, the way of try to experience what, try to compare it what their experience during the hard time of the Indian American. Even they can speak with their language at that time. They told me, even if you speak with the Indian, they just hit you. So through that experience, I think it's gonna be improve me much to the theme that I want to express. Because the other of the plasticology, the main issue that in my artwork is about the human rights issue, especially in Indonesia and Bali, which is the 1965 mass killing in Indonesia and Bali. So I think that is more close to me. So I try to understand what happening in the U.S. with the tribe of Indian American and African American community. And then the most interesting thing that I can visit the New York.
Wee, small town. What did you feel in New York?
So
you feel
this
small?
So this is kind of like every artist, I think, because New York kind of like a center. Everything that I learned from the book, history of American and European art at university or art school, it's over there in the New York, in the MoMA museum. So through through that visit, I just try to explore it, everything from
this is
pictures.
very inspiring town, in terms of like if you want to paint. Or
It's alive. I mean, like I read about the biography of some musician artists who really a lot of scene in New York City, like a lot of American musician is at that time during 15, 16 and 70s. So I just try to feel all the vibe, something that I read, and then I can feel it directly. And then the most interesting thing, I just want to visit after MoMA. I just want to visit the site that the band that I really love, Rage Against the Machine, creating the
You're not the
video.
only one. You're not the only one who loves that song. We love Rage.
So when they create, they shut down the Wall Street at that time with Sleep Now in the Fire song. So I visit that site. So I bring a tolak reklamasi flag. So I put there, I take a picture and just try to support
in Wall
the
Street.
movement in Wall Street. Yeah.
Tolak reklamasi in Wall Street, guys.
Yeah.
This is art. Congratulations. Maybe we can hear Rage Against the Machine a little bit because killing in the name.
Whoa.
With so music transition is just right. Well done.
Yeah.
Dialog hari.
Dialog dini hari.
Terima kasih banyak. Dialog
Dini hari.
Dadang. Eric S. Made Bayak. Yena. The
Yep.
entire project.
Yeah.
I don't want to say more. Even I saw the result. I'll let you talk about that,
Okay.
please. Can you explain this project?
Yeah. That project. It's happening. I mean, like the video shoot, the process of the taking the video and all the footage is before I'm going to the Amsterdam for the exhibition. So it's kind of like we try to making in a real exhibition before the COVID coming. That collaboration I think is interest because Dialog Dini Hari and Dadang
Who's
and
Dialog
Eric.
ini hari?
Sorry?
Siapa dia?
Dialog Dini Hari?
Yeah.
Oh.
I know, they don't know.
Oh, okay, yeah. Dialog Dini Hari is one of the Balinese, Bali-based band folk. They call it themselves is folk blues musician. So they already produced, I think, two full album, and now will be the mini album.
We can see the last video clip right now here.
Okay.
And you participate to this one, yeah?
Oh yeah.
This is interesting because this is the music, the musician, painting, you,
Yep.
and the infography, Eric S.
Yeah. So this is kind of like maybe this is not in other country. This kind of collaboration they already did it before. I heard it. I read it before. This kind of collaboration is already happening long time ago in outside of the country. But if we talk about Indonesia and Bali, I think this is kind of like first time and interesting.
Very
I mean,
more than interesting, fascinating.
I mean, like sometime artwork is just became the background of the video, official video of the band or something. But this is became a one part as art, form of art itself. The dadang dancing, the music, and the process how
to create the
to create.
infography.
This is gonna be a nice thing because it's form a new artwork. That is.
We will welcome Dadang. Dadang will come here as soon as he's finished this album and release the album. Not today, maybe next week.
Okay.
I think Eric S will come next week or something, so we will explain. But maybe you can introduce Eric actually. What impressed you so much in his work? Because you guys are doing some kind of visual stuff also.
Yeah.
So it's very similar.
Yeah. Dadang is one of the guitarists.
He's here.
Yeah. He's one of the guitarists from Napikula band, and then Dialog Dini Hari, and
And Eric?
And Eric is one of the movie maker in Bali or Indonesia that has his own vision to doing something, to making the video, and then sometime he create something that we not imagine it before. Someone will gonna make that kind of.
Actually it is.
I mean, like
I know the story behind of it, and Dadang explained me how many liter with an extinguisher for fire. It's just amazing how you guys collaborate to create. It's a piece of art actually.
Yeah.
It's a kind of piece of art, and it's just totally amazing.
Yeah, because since the beginning, this process, Dadang, Eric, and me, they just try to we just try to keep ourselves, be as ourselves. Me has Made Bayak, Eric has Eric, Dadang has Dadang. So how to make it blend? That is, I think, is kind of like
It was
three.
okay working all together.
Yeah. I mean, that is kind of like an interesting thing for me too, because sometimes we collaborate with people, the energy will be, like not blending. But through this collaboration, I feel it.
Yeah, usually artists sometimes they don't like to collaborate. They want to keep their exclusivity of their art. They keep that a bit like with kind of jealousy.
Yeah.
This is my art. You cannot understand. I mean, and then I was not there the time you did that video clip and the painting, but you can see it still downstairs and on our website, also on kawanbaik.co. The work is totally great, and then the music. If you guys like music, just go on YouTube. You just type Yena, Navikula,
Dialog Dini Hari.
Dialog Dini Hari, DDH, and then you will really enjoy. And then Eric Est also, you can find his work on internet.
Yeah.
And Made, there is like a link that you can share live. People can see. Exhibition, what's your future project? There is exhibitions coming out or something?
For the future project,
Actually, we have one. We create actually something like the 5 paintings of Siena. Maybe you can ask Logan after, but he create a virtual exhibition. Maybe you have seen. And if you guys go to kawanbaik.co, it's still visible, huh? Right? Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And then you talk about what's your future project, exhibition or something different.
For the plasticology project, I think it's gonna be still running until people don't need it anymore.
People can see you, can visit you?
Yeah. People can visit, and then some of I really want to create is some developing from the painting series from the plasticology is more like an installation stuff or something, and then another big future project is. We still communicate. I cannot say it's gonna be happening. It's on 2022. 2022. It's gonna be something happening in Venice.
Venice, US or Italy?
Italy. Venice, Italy. Not in the main event of the Venice Biennale, but in the other event. But in the same time with the Venice Biennale.
We have one project for you, if you don't mind.
What is that?
Maybe we talked with Dada last week, and we are rebuilding that school in Sumba. So I will just talk about that if you don't mind, and I know you're very interested, and you're going to help us so much. As I said before, a few months ago, the school collapsed, 65 years. 65 kids don't have school anymore. I'm not talking about only the kids, but also the whole population, the whole community. This is a very rural area, and then they have only the school. Yeah, the kids don't also have only the school, but the local population also. So we're rebuilding the school, like proper buildings, 3 classes, and everything. The school will be finished, inshallah, Asungkara, at the end of October. So at the end of October, we are going to open this year. This school, when we talk about school, we all the time said, school means kids. But in Sumba, not, because there is absolutely nothing surrounding that school. And we want to create the foundation, Kawan Baik Indonesia, Afro Future Indonesia, Afro Future Foundation. We really want to create something for the entire community. So the school will be, during the day, a school, where kids can have access to electricity, to study at night, because so far they don't have electricity. They will have access to water to drink, but not only the kids, the local population also. And we want to create a place for the entire community where we, the foundation, other organizations, you, Dadang, DDH, whatever you want, create some collaboration about artistical realization, exhibition, music festival. And then we have this incredible idea, and then maybe you're going to collaborate with us. You can say no. You can say no, but we are live, so you cannot say no. As soon as we can, 3-4 months, we want to go there. We want to organize a kind of festival, few days together, staying there, The surrounding is absolutely superb, it's absolutely beautiful, and we want to create events for the local community, also to support the community about art, about speaking, about writing, about painting, and make an exchange like the way you did when you travel, when you met the Indian tribes or the Afro-American community in America, sharing with people, because art in Indonesia, there is thousands of art in Indonesia, in Papua, in Bali, in Sumba, very, very different about music. And we have a lot of friends, and Dadang can meet musicians from Sumba, you can meet painter from Sumba, and create this dynamic all together. So if you want to come with us, you want to come with us?
Yeah. For sure.
So, great. So we will create that. So far, if you want to say something else, you want to play guitar with me?
You play. I'm
No, you
watching.
play. Is there any question? Are you? Gogon, you have question? Andri, you have question? So I will finish then. I want to say thank you to everyone. I want to talk about, if you don't mind, first of all, thank you so much for coming here. We appreciate it so much. You are a fascinating person. I don't say that because you are here and in front of two cameras. Usually, I'm not really impressed by people, and then, but yes, you really impress me. You impress me very much when you are sitting in front of your house with all the staff surrounding you. You talk about the place, your workshop before. I think this workshop is a part of you and makes you an entire thing, like a masterpiece. And then this is what I feel when I met you in your place, with your family, your son, with the long hair like you. He's also from an Indian tribe. Maybe you have to check.
He didn't want to cut it.
By the way, I have a question. About art. You say art sometimes is in the DNA. Talk about your son. Is he good in painting?
Yeah, so far it's...
Maybe he's watching you, be careful.
He's still working really a lot of drawings, sketches.
He's interested?
Yeah. I mean, like, as a parent, we just try to give the material, the facility. So, I don't know, that is called from the blood, the DNA, I think it's true. I mean, like, but for me, if we don't want to talk too high about DNA or something or blood, I think because the environment.
That's exactly what I said.
Yeah. Still, he watching me painting, and then he get an interest in painting, and still until now, and then we just try to making something collaboration with my family with a big canvas. 3 of us making together, painting, sketching, and coloring. So that is part of my interest too. So making the family art collaboration, and sometimes we did an exhibition, 3 of us.
Is in the future someone interested to take courses with Pamade? It's possible also. Maybe you have a website or an email to share.
Yeah. My website is madebayak.com.
Bayak.com. Bayak.com. Madebayak.com.
And then all the social media is based on Bayak. So Googling Bayak will be coming up some of my stuff over there. So I mean, it's kind of like easy to find my
So thank you so much.
Yep.
Maybe I would just want to talk about a few things about the foundation right now, because we have actually 3 programs running, and we need time and support from everyone. First of all, the Binudita School, very, very important for us. Everyone can contribute, everyone can help us. You can help us by giving time. You can help us by giving some money. You can help us by talking about us. You can be a volunteer also. Even right now, it's a bit difficult to be a volunteer. But please, if you want to, in the future, in the close future, if you want to, guys, come to helping us on the site, you have to contact us at info@kawanbaikindonesia.org or info@fairfuturefoundation.org. From there, we will answer you, And we will be so happy because we are pretty sure that you guys, you have lots of things to bring and to give to the local population and also to us. We will learn a lot from you and you will learn a lot from me, from us, and from them also. Mbinudita is a brand new school. Before it was a bamboo school, it's collapsed. Now it will be a 3-classroom, brand new school, as I said before, to welcome the entire community. We need you for that. You know, 65 kids, thousands of people surrounding that school, maybe not thousands, but hundreds actually, surrounding that school are waiting for us. I'm not talking about COVID and stuff, but it makes us really struggling because Indonesia is a very, very long country, very large country, and travel from an island to another one by plane, going to Sumba is 1 hour by plane, and then it's other regulations. So since 4 months right now, we're not able and not allowed to go to Sumba, and still not. So for us now, we start the project again, we start the fundraising again, we start order the material. You have seen last week the live we did with Click and Dina, the architect, in this on No Problem TV. There is no problem, there is always solution, but we need all of you for many things. So you can go on binudita.com, bangunbinudita.com or rebuildbinudita.com, and you get information, or on actionforfairfuture.org or on fairfuturefoundation.org. And then absolutely, we need so much from you, of your time, of your words, everything. And then COVID, because everything is totally linked. Kawan, Baik Indonesia, Fair Future Indonesia, right now they're starting the steps 3 of our program. I don't want to talk, I said, I'm just a bit tired to talk about COVID-19 and stuff, you know, like, it's making me a bit vomit, actually, sorry to say, but. And then, okay, still in Europe, I can see today regulation change, we have to wear a mask again, and in some country they are back to confinement, etc., etc. Here also still very complicated, but what is complicated is just for people, for eat, and then for take care of themselves, to have a healthier life. And I wanted to say maybe just a happy life, and just to bring them something a little bit more. And I'm pretty sure we can do a lot, because people are really struggling. Since 4 months, and it's not finished, maybe still for a few months, people cannot work, people cannot earn their life. We used to say before, people spend their salary, their daily salary, on a small warung to eat for their family, but right now they're not working, it means that they cannot eat. So we are continuing, after having given thousands of bags food, with healthy food, with sanitary products for women, for kids, books and games and pens and everything. We are starting again, well, we're not starting again, we never stop actually. We start the 3rd phase of COVID-19 program, community care program, which is based more on to supply vital goods for people. We will supply hundreds of bags in Sumba, which is a very, very complicated, not that easy. And then hundreds bags also in Bali. It's about 700, right? 800, 700? 800 bags of food we are giving to family and to people. And most of them, a majority of them, are going outside Bali. It's an organization because we need goods, we need people, we need suppliers. We need people who give something. If you guys want to give us goods, whatever you want, for the kids, for the women, I'm talking, for example, women, sanitary pads and stuff, please feel free to give us that. For the school, for the kids who are not going to school since months, my small reflection, kids not going to school for 4 months at their age is exactly the same for an adult who's going in jail for a few years. I mean, the impact is terrible, and it will take years to recover those 4 months without school education. Giving books, whatever you want, and for this you can go on actionforfairfuture.org and you can help us, and Kawan Baik also can help to answer to all your questions. You can contact Kawan Ayu, Kawan Gogon, Kawan Yosa, Kawan Elisa, ayu@kawanbaikindonesia.org, and then we will be very, very happy to help you. That's it. There is another question for you guys? No? So, Made,
Cheers.
cheers. Thank you so much for visiting us. We really enjoyed to talk with you, and we're happy to do this live TV show once per week. And next week we'll be with Eric Est. Yeah, next week we'll be with Eric Est. And then I give you a hug. Thank you so much for coming here. You're an amazing man.
Yep. Thank you.
See you guys. Take care.